What's up, everyone? Today we're going to be replacing that roached out frame rail. Now we're going to start over here. We have when we replaced the torsion bar cross member, I went ahead and not the best welds ever, but I put some decent welds in here. They're strong, they're just not the prettiest. Unfortunately, that means we have to now go ahead and remove these welds. So we have a bracket right here with some spot welds. We're going to have to go ahead and find the spot welds, drill them out. We're going to have to get this piece of rotten steel out of the way. We are going to replace the entire floor pan once we actually get the engine back in here. You know, that way we can, it's a little bit an access panel for putting the transmission in and everything. So what the heck, why not? So now this thing right here, we got to cut this old frame rail off right here, or probably a little bit closer, you know, as close as I feel comfortable doing it with the Sawzall. Just whoosh, go on. Once it's out of there, we'll be able to grind the old welds out, take the old pieces right out, and just completely remove the old frame rail from the torsion bar cross member. Now, how I have it jacked up is I have a drum brake, you know, right sitting there. We have two weights above that. They're 35 pounds or 5 pounds. I don't know. I have no idea. But and a 6x6 holding up part of the unibody. So this side right here is nice and secure. That's where the bulk of the weight's going to be. Now, if we go over to this side, we have another bracket right here with a couple spot welds. I can actually kind of feel where they are right there. You can actually see the bracket that I was saying. I don't know how well you can see because of brightness, but you can see the bracket that we have to mess with right there. And then we have part of the firewall extension. I don't know what you'd call this part of the body. We have a few spot welds in there that we have to take out. Underneath, we have another couple spot welds there. Now, it's a little bit of a tight fit here, not too bad, but we're gonna just take our step bit, drill it out until the spot welds are gone, and then we'll just plug weld the old spots. Now, if we turn, we have a few more things we need to take off the frame rail once it drops, make it a little easier to get our hands on it. But someone was asking why I cut this part right here. Well, I cut this out so that I could more easily remove the old parts right here, because I'm actually going to just go ahead, clean the edges, and we're going to do a full weld on that. Over here, we have a jack stand. I don't know why I couldn't think of that right there. A jack stand holding up the radiator core support. There's not a lot of weight on it. I just want to make sure that if it does begin to sag or something like that, you know, we have all of this structure right here, all still in place. That's why we replaced the inner fender well, or fender. We did that so that we would have structure, a lot of structure, so that once this drops out, they'll actually take the K-frame down with it. We'll unbolt the K-frame. We'll put the new frame rail right into it, bolt the frame rail into it, jack it back up until it matches these right here, put a couple welds there. Not welds, we'll bolt it in, sorry. Not welding that. And then over here, we'll start doing our spot welds. And actually, before we do the spot welds there, we will line it up to where it was on the radiator, the torsion bar cross member. And once it's all together, I just a couple welds here and there and we should be set. I actually think this is going to be a lot easier than I originally was thinking. I've been kind of this has been keeping me up, not literally, but you know, I've been worried about this. This is kind of a big undertaking, replacing a frame rail. So it's just, you got to tackle it. It is what it is, guys. All right, neighbor's doing work, so shouldn't we? Let's get to it. Pitter patter, get at her. It's gonna be kind of tight to film at the same time in here, but first thing we got to do is knock these two bolts off. Hopefully they don't fight me too much. And I forgot to mention, we do have a few spot welds on the lower radiator core support, so we got to make sure we pull those off and we don't damage that. So it's not going to be super easy. I'm hoping it doesn't fight us too much. Probably will though. I don't care what anyone says. You gotta love pneumatic tools. I've been trying to use my pry bar on this bad mama jama for I don't know, past 10 minutes. But go ahead, throw a pneumatic on it. She's tight. Bam! That's what I'm talking about, guys. Cool. Keep going. All right, guys, today is shaping up to be quite the hot day. I have, I think I got all the brackets disconnected except for maybe one. It's going to be kind of hard to get to up. That's the other side of the lower radiator core support. But the next part is to cut this right out, and hopefully at that point it'll allow me to kind of maneuver things a little bit, and I can just get rid of the spot welds there. So I'm going to go grab my Sawzall and just chop her right off, right pretty close to where I put the welds in already, and then I'll clean that up and be right back with you guys. I tried putting you guys in so you could see this, but she just shook too much for you to be able to. It just made you sick, but she's still on something. She's not coming completely out. So let's go ahead, come around this side here. Let's see what we're still attached to. Oh, I didn't get the last spot weld down there. Okay. I have one spot weld right there. Let me try to go ahead and get that out of there. All right, pop that spot weld out, and it seems like we just have that one other bracket that it's going to be kind of hard to get to. I was hoping I didn't have to take the bumper off, but as far as I can tell, shift around here, the lower control, or I keep calling this lower control arm, the lower radiator support is it's actually tucked away behind this. Now I did get the other side of it off, but there's definitely, I don't know how much of it goes up and how far it goes, but this definitely seems to be in the way. I was hoping not to do it, but it is what it is. Let me see what I can do to maybe shim this out a little bit. I don't think so. Maybe I can get up underneath here. You can see right there where this is going up. But all right, let's see what I can't fiddle with. We've got a lot of progress, and I want to probably put another 2 to 3 hours into this today, maybe 4. My goal is at least to get, I got to get this side out yet, which isn't going to be super fun, but I need to get that side out. I need to do a little bit of repair in there so that when I weld it, it's going to be nice and strong. We have the new one right here. As you can see, I have the old one pulled out. I have a little bit of butchery I have to repair on the lower radiator core support. I have a ton of 16 gauge metal though, so I'm not too worried. The only one I'll have to repair straight up right is the piece that comes up and welds right here. That one's hidden by the bumper, so once everything goes back together, it will be kind of hard to get that and repair it. So we also have to pull the nut out of the other frame rail. That's the word. We have to pull the nut out of the other frame rail so I can go ahead, fix this up so we can go ahead and bolt the bumper back in. Now, speaking of the bumper, I did have to pull the bumper out a bit, enough to clear it so I can get the old piece out. So I thought this would make my life a little easier. I went ahead and I cut the old frame rail up, trying to make it a little bit easier to get out. There we go. So I don't know how much I really saved myself, but boy, this frame rail, you can actually see where it was starting to rot through there. I didn't see that. This piece right here is pretty much all ready to fall off. We have a few things we got to pull off of this yet, but if you actually do like the whole puzzle pieces here, you can just see how little of the frame rail was left on this side. And the front of it wasn't too bad. Top of it was real bad. This side was pretty roached too. So I'm once again, a big shout out to Colleen for hooking us up with this one. And it needed way less repair. It needed, what, 3 patches? That was nothing. So a big thank you for her. Let me go ahead and pull the old parts off the torsion bar cross member. Once that's done, I'll be able to slide this into place. I am sorry that I'm not doing time lapses today. I just don't have a good place. I've been trying to put my my camera in places. I actually kind of cracked the new lens on this GoPro, so yeah, I can't sacrifice the camera in bad position. So sorry that I don't have really good footage from, you know, just yarning on it, but I hope you're at least enjoying the updates as I do it. That was so bad, guys. I do need to save this off of here, or I'll see if I can just get a new kit of 2 of them. I don't know if they're $2, I'll just order 2 of them, but the passenger side one needs replacing as well, and that one, it's not on there. So yeah, we'll put an order in for those and get them sorted out. It's not like it'd be too hard to put in. So I was hoping to at least have it all in there and weld it up and put the wheels on it, or the wheel on it, and the suspension and everything, but I'll be happy. I'll be happy if it's welded up today and I can put it back on the frame. And yeah, we're supposed to have some snowstorms. I wish it was snowstorms. Today is just brutal. We're supposed to have rain tomorrow, so we got to get it done today. All right, so just so you can see how easy this goes in, it's just like butter. All you need to do is you could probably do it with one hand, holding onto the fender, while your 2 feet are moving them where they need to be, and your other arm goes for the jack to jack that into place, so that you can then push this into place. Simple, guys. Not difficult at all. Yeah, like a glove. Now that I got the jack into place, at least to hold that side up while I maneuver this side, then I can jack this up a little bit here and there and have it go plunk right into position. But back in college, my math professors always told me one thing. Didn't matter if it was, you know, calculus or differential equations or probably even like trigonometry. If there's a difficult way of doing it, I'll do it that way. Because why not? Who needs sanity? That's so overrated. We're getting there, guys. So I tried doing a time lapse with you guys in here, but you guys were in the way. Get out of my way. You got to get out of my way. Anyways. Oh. She's in. She's about a 1/16 of an inch off, so we have a little bit more finagling back and forth. I'll loosen up these bolts and fight with her for probably the next hour before I start putting welds on it. But it's better to have it in the right spot than you know, the wrong spot. So yep. So let me go ahead and keep fighting with this thing, and she's almost there. She's just like a hair's breadth away from where she needs to be, but that hair's breadth is where it needs to be, and that's where, you know, we got to do it. So I think tomorrow is a day off kind of day, but we've made a lot of progress the past 2 days. A lot of progress. All right, let me go get the welder set up, get the spots where it needs to be, or get it to the spot where it needs to be, hit it with the welder. As soon as it's as soon as it's in the spot it needs to be, I'm going to start putting the welds in, because I don't want it to shift and then you know, fight to put it back where it needs to be. So yep, we're almost there, guys. We're almost there. 95-degree weather, guys. Throwing a heavy coat on. So we're just about ready to start throwing the welds on. I think I'll go ahead and weld it to the cross member, and then I'm going to take a break and drink a lot of water. And then I'm going to come back and I'll do the brackets holding it to the firewall, and then see how I feel at that point. We'll actually have a pretty stable thing, so we just then have to kind of repair the damage from me pulling this apart to the radiator core support. Mostly the lower, not the upper. But let me throw some welds down. I'll be right back, guys. Well, guys, are you ready? I just saw some lightning, so we should probably do this pretty quick. Unfortunately, our spool broke on our welder and made a heck of a mess, so I pretty much had to just straighten it out the best I could, and I was able to get a few more welds out of it. So we need to go get some more wire. As far as our progress for today, you ready for this? I don't think you're ready for this. Look at that, guys. She's welded in. Unfortunately, this is where the welder broke its spool, so it's a little bit funky, and I wasn't able to put a weld in the nut here. So also all the spot welds through here aren't done yet, nor on the top of this bracket here. Spot welds through there are, well, those are done, but through here aren't done. And yeah, guys, it's about halfway there. It's in place. I like where it is. Everything seems to match where it's supposed to be. And we have a nice solid frame rail, guys. So once we finish our spot welds, we'll be able to reinstall the suspension, and then it's just a matter of doing tires. And we can see it on all 4 wheels. That is big, guys. That is big. The other big thing is, before we put the engine in here, I want to go ahead and, while we have it out, replace anything that we need to do for the brake lines, the booster, the diaphragm. Line lock would be cool. I'm not married to that idea, but if we can happen to get our hands on one and it's not going to be too expensive, I'll definitely put one in. You know, a little bit of smoke shows would be, that's what it's all about. Mostly it's what it's about. And so once we get the wheels in, we get the inside of the engine bay painted and everything, and get it set up for the new paint scheme and everything, then we'll drop the engine in. But guys, it was a long day. We broke, I don't know, 90, 95 degrees. Enough humidity that I could probably start swimming around and just the air, I don't know. It was crazy. And she's in, guys. She's in like Flint, or whatever the expression is. She's done. That's big. That's a big weight off my shoulders, guys. Well, in any case, until the next time, remember, as always, you know, keep your shiny side up. And oh yeah, if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. It does a lot for the channel. I do very much appreciate it. If you got to this point in the video, then you probably like my other content. So thumbs up, hit that subscribe, helps YouTube know that you like what I'm doing. So I appreciate it. And of course, remember, until next time, God bless.